Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man, and I have a very special guest with me this evening. And before I go into any details, first of all, Jasmine, how are you doing, my girl?
I'm good. How are
I'm good.
you?
How are you?
I'm good, folks. Let me tell you something. I don't know Jasmine. She has no idea who I am. But I kind of like it that way because the viewing audience can get to know her as well as myself. Right now, I'm a little bit under the weather, but Jasmine, this is what I like to do. Justine, Jasmine, I got a little bit of dementia right now because I'm still sick, man. But I do.
It's all
But
right.
anyway, what I like to do is I like to set the table, but I like to do it buffet style. And what I mean by that is, it's about giving you your roses, your flowers, and as you probably already well aware, I got a big mouth. So what I like to do is have you talk about your journey, your grind, and what got you involved in what you're doing. And I'm sure there'll be some viewers calling in, maybe asking some questions or whatever. But just let you know, this is a sports show. And of course, I am the sports fanatic. But what I like to do is bring shows that make an impact, whether it be through, drug education, physical fitness, or I've had some mediums on. I've had some very exceptional singers, and I kind of want it to be a diversity of topics and things that can make an impact on our viewers. So now that I've said
Okay.
enough, uh, let's talk about you. Let's talk about how it all started. Let's talk about where it came from, and let's kick it.
All right. So I am Jasmine, as you said. I was born in New Bedford, raised in New Bedford and Wareham. Learning Portuguese, so very much what the main cultures out here are. Um, I'm a mom, so everything I do is for my daughter, who is 12. Um, and I'd like to say I'm on my journey because I think we're referring more to like the workout stuff that you saw that I was posting, right? Oh, can you hear me?
Can you put a little louder, maybe?
Oh, yep. Hold on one second. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Okay, okay, let's go.
All right. So I think you were referring to like the workout stuff, right? The stuff that you had saw me posting about getting back in the gym and that stuff. Um,
Yes.
yes. So I basically back in 2014 started working out. It was a time in my life where I was just kind of like I was a mom. I had this 2-year old. I just was like not happy with the way I looked, and I got into working out so much so that I would be at the gym like 6 days a week. I would be there for
Wow.
3 hours a day. I would do like 2 hours in the gym, an hour and a half walk after the gym, and then I was like obsessed with eating right. I literally weighed my meat. I knew how much micronutrients, how much macronutrients I was eating. I had like an app that like followed all that for me. So what happened was though is as I was doing that, I was getting a lot of followings in the fitness world. Like I had famous fitness models reaching out to me, asking me if oh, if you come to California, I'd like to do like a video, or if you come to Atlanta, I'd like to do a video. And I just always assumed because it was mostly men, there was no women reaching out to me. And I don't say that to be like, oh, but like, I just thought that like they were using that as an excuse to try to get somebody down there to go do other things than fitness stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really like tap into that. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have just been like confident in setting my boundaries and being sorry, my dog's in the back. um, but maybe I should have been confident a little bit more in myself to just be like, hey, if this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. Like no funny business. But I didn't trust them. So I didn't really get too serious in that way. But then I had a car accident that like really messed up my back. I had like 2 herniated discs from it. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's not a good pain that anybody wants to deal with. It's horrible. So that kind of scared me for years of going back to the gym in 2017. Then I would like get a little active and then I'd feel something in my back and be like, nope, can't do it. Um, And then just last year, I said, all right, I'm going to get back into the gym. I'm going to get active again. I'm even going to go back to horseback riding. Little fun fact, I used to work with horses and I used to ride. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got back into riding and I was on a young horse who was not well trained. I knew better because I used to work with horses. You don't take brand new horses off farm the day they get there because you don't know them well enough. But I trusted the woman who previously owned him, who was with us, to take him off farm first day. He freaked out because a car went zooming by us and we were in a field and he went running, bucking. I don't know if you can see that scar.
Yes.
They had to reattach my wrist to the bone here.
Wow.
My ankle was equally shattered. So that had to get cut open on both sides and like a lot of hardware put in. And then this wrist was also broken. So I, again, had to take a break. I couldn't get back into the gym. So I'm all cleared by the doctors. I've been cleared for months. I've gained enough muscle in my leg again to go like actually be active again. So I'm getting back in the gym, and the point of me getting back in the gym is just to prove to myself that I can do it. And that I also, like, I'm a very spiritual person. God and me are besties. I'm highly favored. So I want to help other people with that, like the spiritual side, because I think that a lot of people don't understand that the gym is a great way to get in touch with God. It's where you can take your frustrations out, and it's where you can get a clear head to have those tough conversations between yourself and God. So I use the gym for that reason: health, spiritual health, mental health. So
Now that's why I kind of wanted you on the show, just for what you just said. So can you expound upon what you just said? Because we got viewers, you know, yeah, I want to go back in the gym, but maybe I don't. You
yeah,
know, it's been a couple of years. Maybe I don't feel right. Maybe I'm overcoming an injury. Maybe I'm going through some rehabilitation issues. What would you tell to them?
well, one, it's so for some people it's not right not to go back to the gym. Like right now, it's not, because sometimes when you go back prematurely, if that's what I was doing all those years ago, I would say I'm going to go back, but I really wasn't ready to go back. So it was like I was wasting my time. I'd go there, I would be half-assing, excuse my language. I'd be like not doing a really good workout. But I wouldn't be doing a good workout. And then I would feel defeated because I'm like, oh, that was awful. Why do I want to come back and do this again? So for some people, right, it might not be your time right now, but that doesn't mean it will never happen. I know people who have gone back to the gym after being out of the gym for like 15 years. They just up and decide that that day is their day. But for the person who's like really trying to go back to the gym and wants to go back to the gym, they just like, they may be self-conscious, they maybe don't understand what to do because they can't lift as much or whatever. It's like, just go back, baby steps. My first week in the gym, I was just going 20 minutes, getting on the treadmill and just doing 20 minutes. I don't run on any hard surfaces. Runners can hate me for this, but I think that if you're a runner and you're like, I do this for my health, and then you tell me you run on pavement, you don't do this for your health, because pavement is the worst thing for your joints. Like, you're just killing your joints every time you run on anything hard surface. And let's face it, a treadmill is hard. Like, there's no give to it. So I only do fast walks. You burn just as much calories doing fast walking as you do jogging. So there's no need to put extra strain on your joints or your limbs if you don't need to. If you enjoy running, I say go to a field and just run in the field. The ground, soft ground, is your best friend when it comes to running. So do that. Find a nice field, go running. But yeah, no, if you're trying to get back in, it really is like, you have to have an honest conversation with yourself too. Just be honest with yourself. Don't put more pressure on yourself than you need to. That's what I do. I every time I go to the gym, I go, what are we doing today? Why are we doing it? And is it gonna make sense to do that? Are we gonna actually do it?
So when if you have someone who is watching this and they say, well, I want to get with her, but I never really went to the gym. What instructions would you give them to start?
Well, find a gym that you're comfortable at. I think that's the biggest one. If you're not comfortable with a gym, like I'm not going to say the gym I go to because I've had people stalk me, so I'm not going to say the gym I go to.
Right. Oh, no. Okay.
But
we don't want that. We don't want that.
Yeah, well, I've had that, so it's scary. But I will say, go to a couple of gyms. Most of them offer free trials, like whether it be the day or you get a free week. Go to the gym, try it out. If you like the atmosphere, stick with it. If you don't like the atmosphere, don't. No one's going to be like, oh, that person came here and tried it for free and never came back. That's the point of a free trial, to figure out if you like it. And I think especially for women, I think for men it's easier finding a gym. As long as there's heavy weights there, most men are like, I can make this work. But for women, a lot of women get like self-conscious. They don't want to lift in front of men. They don't like the atmosphere that the men create sometimes. So you might want to look for somewhere that has like a very secluded women's only area and has like a strict policy about it. Because I know at the gym that I was at, we had like a women's area, but like you'd still see men go in there because they'd be like, I want to use that machine, and there's only that, like. But now, like now that I'm back there, like I've seen people be respectful of it. I don't know if like somebody had a conversation or said like, if you go back there, you'll get like you won't have a membership anymore. I don't know what happened, but it's very like you got to find the gym that fits you, and not every gym is going to fit you. Like I don't like Planet Fitness gyms. I just don't. I don't like the atmosphere. I don't like that they tell you to eat donuts before you go work out. Like they have them out on a table for you. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why you would have pizza and bagels?
Good point.
Like it's honestly it's like the doctor, right? When they go, oh, we're not going to worry about what's causing the illness. We're just going to prescribe you pills. That's what I feel like about Planet Fitness is like, they're like, hey, we don't really want you to lose weight, but we want you to keep coming back. So we're going to keep you kind of chubby so you keep coming back. Like, I don't know. You just got to find the gym that works for you. And then once you find it, it's a good fit. And you go. And you just do realistic tasks. I like to write my goals. So
do you think, I already know the answer because I used to work out quite a bit. Do you think it's good to have an instructor for someone who's just beginning? You see where I'm going with this? I want people who want to get off their behind, male and female, get out there and go do the damn thing. So I'm trying to go from their point of view.
So if you don't know what you're doing or you feel like you're just insecure about it, a physical instructor is great. Like a fitness instructor is great. Obviously that usually costs money. So if you're not somebody who has a lot of money, maybe joining a gym that offers free classes. Like some of them, they do have that. They have classes, cycling. They have somebody who does like Zumba and stuff. So like, and I see guys do Zumba. So don't let people like act like they don't do Zumba because they're a macho man. I see guys do Zumba because it's fun. It's dancing. It's not like, I'm not a class person. I actually get annoyed with like people all around me. I'm like I just want to work out and like lift weights and stuff. But like for people who are like, just getting back into it, they don't know what they're doing or whatever. Like, those are great options. And I say, find something free before you commit to paying somebody, because if you miss appointments, you still owe that trainer. That trainer showed up and they're expecting you to get paid regardless if you showed up or not. Like, so if cash flow is a problem, find a gym that has free classes before you go committing to paying a couple $100 a session with somebody.
And one thing I can attest to you, as far as you were saying, running on concrete, I am a prime example of that. I've had 2 major hip surgeries, so everything you're saying is very true. I can attest to that. Facts. That is a fact.
I learned that the hard way.
How? Oh man, you have.
Oh no, I just started feeling.
When did you start realizing that you want to get into fitness?
I'm saying that.
When did you decide you wanted to get into fitness?
Well, so this is a really funny story. Back in 2014, I was dating somebody for 2 years, and we were fighting, and we were about to break up. And he was leaving the gym. I started going to the gym with him because I would always complain. After I had my daughter, I got really skinny. I know that's like the opposite of some people. They usually say they can't lose the weight. I dropped significant amount of weight. I was like 106 pounds, and I've never been 106
Wow.
pounds in my life. So like you could see my collarbone. I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting. They thought I was like ill. They thought like I caught some disease or something. Like they were testing my blood. They were doing everything under the sun, and all they could come up with is that my metabolism, since I had my daughter, is very fast. So I just was like, I got to do something. I got to build muscle. So we were breaking up, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not happy. So I'm going to take my anger out on these weights. And that's what I did. That's what I did for like 2.5, 3 years straight. I just went to the gym every day. And then it became an addiction, though. Like, so it started out because I was like, I'm mad and I'm going to just take it out on these weights. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just going to go there and lift things and put it down and lift it back up. Like, I was like the epitome of I pick things up and I put it down. Like, and it just became like addicting. Like I loved it. I loved, and like I said, like I started a fitness Instagram page, and people started following me, and I was like, is this real life? Like, are these people real? So I like look them up online, and I'm like, yeah, they're real fitness models. Like this is weird. And it just became like it was so fun to do. And then again, the accident where I herniated my back, the two discs, it just kind of fell apart from there because like again, if you've never had a herniated disc, it is I've given birth naturally. I broke this and my ankle, and there was no pain, but a herniated disc is no joke. Like your whole nervous system is all whacked. Like your muscular structure, like your muscles itself get thrown out of balance because your skeletal system is bending one way and your muscles are trying to pull it back the other way, and it just creates such pain. I can't describe it. I mean, I was on the floor a couple of times because I just couldn't even breathe because even breathing hurt. It was pretty bad. I had to go to a chiropractor. So yeah, you can imagine, going back to the gym, being scared that if I lift something the wrong way or I do something the wrong way, this pain's gonna come back. Oh, I don't want that. So, but that's how I got into fitness, is because I was angry.
All right, give me a day in the life of you and your daily schedule,
Okay.
along with having a daughter.
So day in the life. I wake up, get my daughter ready. She's homeschooled, so usually, when me and my partner aren't home, I'll bring her to my parents' house. I go to the gym in the morning before I go to work. I have a business I started, so I run that every day. I have a full-time job that I have, because I have a social work degree, and then I also do New York Life that I've been doing for the last 2.5 years now.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I have the podcast on Sundays, and now I'm starting 2 more podcasts.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm happiest when I'm moving a lot. I don't like to sit still. I get like in my own head. My brain doesn't shut off. I'm an overthinker. I'm an over planner. So if I don't have a lot going on, I just sit there and think of all the things that I could be doing. And then I don't know if anybody has this, but it's almost like somebody with OCD, right? If you don't clean for a while, you get like in this mode of like, oh. And then one day you just wake up and you're like, I gotta clean everything. This is just, it's making
That's
me
me.
crazy.
That's me.
Yep. So instead of that, my brain is just like, it just doesn't. I don't know if I have adult ADHD. I don't like labeling things because I'm not taking medicine anyway, so it doesn't do me any good to label myself. But I feel like I might have adult ADHD because like I can't, like at night I'll lay down and the very next thing I'm doing, I'm like, did I do this? Did I do that? What about that? So for me, like it sounds like I'm busy, but at the same time, I feel like I could be doing more.
Tell us a little bit about your business, if you don't mind.
So basically, I opened up an e-commerce store. I have mentors; they're awesome. I got into a mentorship. It's free. Um, there are these people who the wife is retired already. She's 29 years. She at 29 years old, her husband retired her with this business. He still has other businesses and this business that he runs. So basically, they take us under their wing. They vet us. So I had to do a 5-week vetting process with them to show them I was serious and that I wouldn't waste their time and that they wouldn't waste my time. So once they decided that they were going to take me on, I have access to people who are literally millionaires now. That run the same type of e-commerce store, and we sell everything from cleaning products, cooking pans, to makeup, to health food products like healthier energy drinks, healthier snack choices, proteins for like workout, literally health care, hair care. Like it's just it's a big e-commerce store, and so they teach us how to leverage that store and the pay, like how the pay is done. They teach us how to leverage it to the most extreme so that you make the most money you can. And the cool thing is it's faith based. Like my mentors are, they're faith based, so they really believe in serving others above yourself. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's what made me want to join it, because for me, I want to know that people really have my back. And ever since I've joined this mentorship, they do. I've called them about things that I didn't even think they would get back to me. That very like 5 minutes later, I'm getting a phone call. Like, what do you need? What's going on? So it's not even just about business. They mentor me in life, and again, we're like the similar age, but they're already like making like so right now they're making 6 figures. Their mentors. So my mentors are making like 6 figures off of this. Their mentors are in the millions.
Wow.
So, like, very direct line to me. There's millionaires right above me. There's people making high 6 figures above me. And then there's me who's learning the business. And the reason why they vet you is because it takes 2 to 5 years to build this business. It's not an overnight thing. You don't just, and that's why they vet you, because they want to make sure for the next 2 to 5 years they have your undivided attention. You're going to take it serious. But yeah, basically I sell products, but I'm not a salesperson. So like I'm not going up to people going, "Hey, you should buy from my store." Like, no, if I have a conversation with somebody or I'm eating something and they're like, "Oh, where'd you get that? I've never seen that before." I go, "Oh, I bought it from my own store." Like, would you like to try it? I give people free samples of full size products or sample size all the time, because if you like it, you're gonna want to buy it. And if I can bless you with something that could be healthier and will help you, cool. If not, so what? I lost a couple of dollars. Like, who cares? Like, so I love it. I buy a bunch of stuff from my own store, and I get paid for what I buy from my store. So
That's awesome. Now,
yeah.
what I also wanted to bring up is the fact that, you know, we talked about you getting to your physical fitness regimen, etc., and we talked a bit about your business. But I kind of want to get into the nutrition aspect as well as the physical fitness aspect,
Yep.
because a lot of people say they bust their behind 5,000 sit-ups and they don't get anything. It's more nutrition based, and I know you know what you're talking about way more than me. So you give our viewers a little bit of a feedback as far as your nutritional
Yeah.
aspects and what people should be doing as far as nutritionally is concerned.
Yeah. So I don't believe in diets. I think diets are a waste of your time, because as soon as something better comes along or something tasty comes along, what are you going to do? You're going to try it, you're going to eat
Yep.
it, and then you're going to feel guilty, and then you're going to give up on your diet. Like, diets only last for a short amount of time, and then you gain all that weight back because you didn't make a lifestyle change. So for me, and I also don't believe in cutting things out. Like, when I was being crazy about my fitness and like knowing my micros and macros, that's because I was literally just seeing how far I could push to the limits without being manly looking, if that makes sense.
Right.
I wanted to just push the limits because like I became addicting. Like it just was like in second nature at that point. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get these gains and this is gonna be great. But I'm not, I still wanted to be feminine. So I was trying to like just my main meals, I was trying to understand what more of what I was eating, what does that look like. But for your everyday person, it does not make sense for you to measure and count calories. Like make healthy choices. That is the goal. If you're just trying to be healthy and you're trying to look better and like lose a little bit of weight, just make healthier choices. Instead of eating Oreos, right? Because everybody loves Oreos. Instead of eating Oreos, pick up a tangerine. It's just as sweet. Pick up a tangerine. It's sweet. Eat a banana. Bananas, apples. Apples are very filling. And listen, I'm nowhere yet where I used to be. So like, I still find myself wanting to snack a lot. I'm like, because I've done my body a disservice. I went on like a 5-year binge of doing whatever I wanted. So my body's very used to sugars. And like what people don't realize is sugar's a drug. It's a drug. Your brain perceives sugar like it would cocaine or crack.
Right.
Your brain releases the same like endorphins and serotonin, all that stuff that makes you go, oh, I love this. Your brain does that with sugar, just like it does with a drug, right? And then what your body does is your gut. So luckily I have a nurse in my family who's like wicked into fitness too. So this is where I get a lot of my information. Luckily, like what people don't understand is like when you eat a lot of sugar, your gut gets accustomed to that and you actually throw the balance off in your gut. That's why a lot of women, and now this is gross, but this is truth, women get a lot of yeast infections because there's too much sugar in their body. So for women, it's really important not to eat a lot of sugar because we store fat differently than men. We store fat in our guts, in our hips, in our thighs, places where some women are like, I'm trying to trim this part. Why is it getting bigger? Well, you went to a tropical smoothie 5 times this week, and what tropical smoothie doesn't tell you is that on top of putting the fruit in there and the other things in there, they also dump in a whole little cup of sugar. You actually can tell them when you go to the tropical smoothie, you can tell them, I don't want the extra sugar. And you'll see you don't like that smoothie as much as you thought you did.
So tell us a little bit about what you eat like on a daily basis.
Okay, so I've been fasting in the mornings, especially when I work out. When I used to work out, I don't eat before I go to the gym. I want my body to starve so I can work out and it eats itself a little bit more. That's how I do it. That's how I've always done it. That's where I get my best results is I fast until after. After I go to the gym, I'll eat like a meal replacement bar. So like something that's healthy, that is, doesn't have sugar. It's actual like meal replacement bar. And I get those, I get those from my store. But I'll eat some, or I'll eat like a lot of boiled eggs. If we're talking like trying to be healthy and like drop weight, I'll eat a lot of protein. No fats, like very few fats. Right now, like I said, I fast most mornings. In the afternoon, I'll have a huge salad. I'm eating like lots of salad. I love lettuce. I'm weird. I'm a cow. I don't know. I love lettuce. I do. I love lettuce. My daughter does too. She'll just start eating raw lettuce, like just no nothing on it. Just eat it. So I'll eat a lot of salads. And then at night, I'll come home and depending on how I feel, sometimes I'm not hungry. The more active I am, sometimes the less hungry I am. I don't know. It's weird. But I'll like tonight we're making fish. We're making salmon with mashed potatoes and broccoli. Again, things that people like, things that can be tasty. But you make it healthy. Don't dump 5 million grams of salt. Don't, you know what I mean? Like you cut back on some stuff. Eating healthy doesn't have to mean tasteless. I think that's what a lot of people think when they hear somebody say, "Oh, I watch what I eat." They think they're like eating straight lettuce and like raw fruit all the time. That's not what that means. So for me, that's what I do. I eat a lot of salads lately. At night, I usually eat something with meat, starch, and a veggie. Very simple.
Now, you had said your other half. Has your other half been receptive to the way you eat and the way you do what you do?
He's a Nazi about it. Like I don't. He's on a whole nother level. He does like.
I just want to know. I just want to know because it's going to be something very special to be with you when you're doing all that.
No, so he does like smoothies and stuff all the time. He like literally will eat a meal and then drink a whey protein smoothie. It's too much. I think it's too much. I'm like, there is no need to eat that. But he also has a really fast metabolism. So for him to keep weight on, he has to up the intake of protein. I think he was like doing like 220 grams of protein a day. Yeah.
Now, have you? I guess the best word persuaded your daughter to get into physical fitness.
So it's funny. I can't do it. She hates doing stuff with me. With my mother goes, "We're going to the gym." She's like, "Okay, Ma." She loves my mother. My mother's her favorite human being. My mother could be like, "We're gonna go jump off a bridge," and my daughter would be like, "I know it's wrong, but Ma said so." Yeah. So whatever. I honestly, as long as she's up and because she is homeschooled, so like it's important that she has friends, so I'm not worried about that. She's like a social butterfly. Awkward on the phone, doesn't like to text people, but when she's sitting with people, she don't shut up. She's like me. So it's good that she started going to the gym with my mother because my mother's going to the gym and stuff. And again, it's really like it's about just being realistic with yourself. If you know you don't want to lift weight, don't lift weight. What are you doing? Like, if you want to, like, there's so many other things you can do. Go for walks every day. Just be active. Just be active. Pick up something that is fun to do that is mindless. Because if you go to the gym and your first thought is, oh, what am I gonna do?
You ain't gonna do it.
You're gonna be like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not doing you're not helping yourself in the least bit. You're actually just what you're actually doing is training your brain that you hate the gym. And every time you go, you're just reinforcing it. So make it fun. If you don't like the gym, don't go to the gym, but go for walks. If you don't like walks, okay, well then maybe you get a hula hoop around your house. Like, it's very simple. Like some people think that like again, losing weight is dieting and doing all this crazy stuff. But I've seen people lose weight just by changing their eating habits. And when I think the biggest thing is like people hear me saying I eat like mashed potatoes and all this stuff. I watch what I eat though. I don't like huge amounts. Just because it's healthy doesn't mean eating a lot of it is good for you either. That's just as unhealthy as eating the unhealthy. I always joke with people who say, "Oh, I eat fish. I'm a pescatarian." I'm like, "What do you eat?" They're like, "Tilapia." I'm like, that fish is like you might as well just go eat a cheeseburger from McDonald's. That fish has no nutritional value. It's like a genetically modified fish. I'm like, you eat tilapia? It was like, have you ever seen tilapia in the wild? Like the ones you eat, the ones that look like what you buy at the store. Have you ever seen those in the wild? No, because they're all grown. Every single tilapia in the store is grown in a farm. And farm fish, I'm sorry, people can be mad at me, but farm fish is again, go eat a burger because those fish don't have no type of, they don't have the same omega fatty acid, they don't have nothing. Like they don't get what they would in the wild that causes them to have the fats and the oils and the good stuff that you get from the ocean or from wherever they're from. Like fish have what they have because of their natural diet. You cannot recreate that in a pond that is modified by humans. You cannot recreate that in glass tanks. There's just no way because the things you're feeding them were also farm raised. So at no point in time are the things that they eat eating what they should be eating naturally either.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm very like I'm a snob. If you see me at the grocery store, you'll see me like, where's the wild caught fish? Why don't you guys have wireless cockpits?
I'm gonna have to tune into your podcast. It must be funny as hell. I gotta tune into yours.
They call me you know Berto, the one that I do the other podcast with, Berto Carter.
Of course.
Okay. He calls me the savage because I have no filter. I just kind of like it just pops out, and he goes, "Okay, all right, you just said that." I'm like, "Yeah, I did."
That is hilarious, man. Okay, now we got about 10, 15 minutes. Let's talk about this fitness model stuff going on. How did that begin? What's kick it? What's going on with that?
So I wouldn't say so. I won't call my. I'm not. I do not call myself a fitness model. Those pictures that you saw, I took that with my own professional camera.
Okay, not bad. Go ahead.
Thank you. No, I did that all by. So I had somebody who said that they wanted to put me in a magazine at one point, and I didn't feel comfortable like paying somebody. Again, I just don't trust people. I'm like, what are they going to do with my pictures? Are they going to keep them? What are they doing with my photos after I leave? So, like, I'm very, like, yeah, I don't trust people very much. So, I did those pictures myself. Never, ever really submitted them to the magazine. Again, I was just like, these people are pulling my leg. Why would they want pictures of little old me? I was like, come on. Like, this is just some weird stuff. But with that being said, I will say, I am open to the opportunity now. Like if I get back to what I used to look like and what I know I can look like, I would not oppose if the right professional came to me and said, "Hey, I can get you deals just endorsing products online." I would do it.
I think that that would be a fantastic opportunity if it does come your way as well.
I know people who do it and they make bank. They make bank. Just hey, I wear this. You should wear it too. Like I mean, look at me. I'm a child. Like I'm wearing Harry Potter pajamas. Like I will wear things. Like I'm comfy. Like anything that's comfy in gym wear is comfy.
That's what absolutely.
So if they give me some really comfy gym wear, I will wear the hell out of it. You will see me everywhere. Pictures everywhere in that gym wear.
Well, I think well, I think I got I got a little clothing line which you're not familiar with, but I think I'm gonna have to send you some of my gear. Maybe have you promote it for me. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, we got some things going on. But with the remaining time we have left, again, folks, I never met her. I've seen her on Facebook, and where the be spring coming upon us, and people trying to get in shape. I felt that it was important that I get someone who again can make an impact. And I saw her and I said, Mike, man, you got to get her on your show. And I want to thank you for coming on my show. And here's your opportunity, I guess, to say anything that maybe answer something maybe I didn't ask, or maybe something. Hey, Mike should have asked me this. Maybe I didn't talk about this. Is there something that you want to talk about that I didn't bring up? Anybody you want to give a shout out to, or this is your moment right here. Here you go.
So I don't want to give a shout out to anybody. Everybody I know knows I love them, and I shout them out all the time. If they got a business, I tell people about it. If they got clothing line, I tell people. So what I want to say though is, again, my fitness journey is really about just like self-healing, spiritual, and I want to reach out to those people who are in a broken place, that really don't feel like they can rebuild themselves or fix themselves or whatever their line is. You can, and you can do it with faith. So my new podcast will be, I think I'm going to name it Faith and Dumbbells, because I really do believe that when you're in the gym and you take that anger out, you're so honest with yourself, vulnerable in that moment. You're able to really say the things you need to say without actually having to talk to anybody. Like you can just open yourself mentally. You're listening to your music. You're working through it. And then when you go home at night, you have to pray I believe in God. So I go home and I pray to God, and I feel like I'm so much clearer minded, and I just want people in that brokenness to understand that you too can find healing, and maybe you just need to go. You need to go back to that church that you don't want to go back to. Maybe you need to find a new church, or maybe you need to get in the gym and go to church. But like, there is so much to be said, and my Instagram, that's where you can find that stuff. I'm gonna start posting more like spiritual stuff on it, not just gym stuff. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit of both. But yeah, just that brokenness. Like, I know what it feels like. Like, I've lost a lot of people in my life. Like, my brother died when I was 18. I was still in high school.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
So, like, it's, things happen. But like, that's the point I'm making, is like, things happen out of your control every day, and you can choose to like lay down and cry about it all the time, which crying is okay. You can cry, but you can't let it hold you back. And I think that's the one thing that my biggest testament is, I don't let things hold me back. It may bother me. I might cry at night about it, but I get up and I go outside and I do things every day. And it's because I've taught myself mental toughness. And that's what the gym and faith can do for you. Mental toughness to get you to where you need to be.
Now that is absolutely fantastic. Now, this show's seen a lot over. It's not around the local area, so it's going to be seen quite a bit. If those people want to, tune into your podcast, as long as they don't tune into yours when the mind is on. But I'm just totally joking. If they want to get in touch and watch your podcast, how the hell do they get in touch with you?
So I will actually send you that, but you can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Janayla Michelle. That's my first one. It's JANAYLAH, Michelle with 2 L's. Or you can follow my fitness one, which I should probably know my fitness one off the top of my head, but I changed it like a year ago. So it's fitness_JVAS. I changed it and then I changed it back. So it's fitness_JVAS. That's how we're right now. That podcast isn't out just yet. We're in the works. Like, I have a studio with my friends and stuff. We're getting that in the works. But when that comes out, we'll be putting it on YouTube and stuff. It will be something that is pre-recorded, edited, and put out.
And anytime you need to come on my show and promote what you're doing, you get an open invitation. So y'all get that. I'm so impressed that you came on my show, and I know the viewers are gonna love you. I already know that already. I already know.
Thank you.
You don't even know me from a hole in the wall, but we seem to click. We good. And again, I appreciate you. Is there anything before we go? Because I got another show coming on, as you know.
Yeah.
And then I got my NBA show tonight at 9:00. So, again, I'm gonna thank you so much for coming on my show. I know you probably had your skepticism about what I was doing, but I think I'm the real deal now. So anyway, is there anything else you want to add on that maybe I forgot?
Nope, nothing else.
Well, folks, I think we've been in for a real treat this afternoon, and I just want to thank my girl right here. She is a love bomb. Check her out. I keep saying her name wrong because I get the code right down. But let the viewers know. I say Jasmine Vasconcellos. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
I got it right this time. I got it right. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a beautiful person inside as well as outside. And tune into her podcast when you get an opportunity. And I get a funny feeling she may be on my show again. Who knows what's going to happen?
Whenever.
But again, I want to thank you all for tuning into my show, Sports Corner with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man. Again, I want to thank Jasmine Vasconcellos. Thank you. God bless.
I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.
Good night. God bless y'all.
It's going to be the same link, so don't log off yet.
And our girls are blackbirds, riding with they villages. Kid more than Jeff if you boys really rhythm them. Cause now we squared up, hold up.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Corner with the Conn Man on the Sports Wave Network. I have with me this evening a very special guest. She goes by the name of Champagne Israel, Champagne Rachel. Because I'm still sick, and unfortunately, I'm still underneath the weather. But again, what's great about I just recently just had a great guest just now. Uh, Jasmine Vasconcellos, she was fantastic, and now when she had a lot of substance and a lot of impact that she made coming on my show. And this evening we also have my head's a little dizzy, but we have Champagne Rachel, and again, she don't know me from a hole in the wall. I don't know her from a hole in the wall, but I was scrolling down Facebook and I was watching it, and what a great voice she had. And then I saw her do a little bit of ministry. I said, something like that would be a good person to have on your show. Again, because I want to be able to provide the network with the best possible people who can make an impact on our lives. And obviously, the first hour went pretty good. Jasmine did her damn thing. She did a great job. And we're looking forward to having Champagne coming on the show as well. She's a phenomenal singer. She's very young, very beautiful, but she has a ministry. And she really has something that she wants to let the world know. And I think that it's great that she does come on the show. Hopefully she comes on. Again, when you do things like these podcasts, you never know. But I've been in contact with her like 20 minutes ago, so hopefully she comes on. But I was scrolling down through Facebook because I'm always trying to get guests, and I know sometimes my bosses might be like, chill out, you need to relax, especially when I'm sick as a dog right now. But show must go on, and I'm honored and privileged to have the guests that I have come on my show because to me it's an honor and a privilege, and for them to come on my show without even knowing me from a hole in the wall, and it's just a great thing. And here we go. This evening, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, well, she will be my friend after the show's over. I have my girl, Champagne Israel. She's checking to make sure everything's legit. But hopefully she comes on. Again, like I told you before, she has a outstanding voice, and she has a ministry. And here she is. And I felt it was very important because, folks, as you know, this is a sports show. But in the same token, I'd like to have my guests make an impact. And I think my next guest will definitely do that as well. So right now, again, she don't know me from a hole in the wall. I don't know her. But we're going to find out right now. Champagne, how you doing? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Well, she's here. Now we're going to get the vocals going on. But again, as I said, she has a beautiful voice. And her ministry, it touched me when I was, scrolling down through the Facebook. And I said, Mike, man, you need to have her on the show as well.
All right.
I think she got it.
I think I'm good now. I'm here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you all right now, you're going to be in for a treat. I got my girl right here. Champagne, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. How are you doing tonight?
Yes, you are blessed. I'm a little sick under the weather, but the show must go on.
Absolutely.
So, Champagne, as I did with my previous guest, is I liked to have them. Well, I like to set the table, but I like to do it buffet style. Again, what I mean by that is I just set the table and let you guys do your thing. And because, I get a big mouth, so I can talk all night. But I want to be able to give you your flowers and have you present your message, your ministry, and what you do. And I'm honored to have you on the show. And can you give the viewers who they don't have a clue who you are,
right,
a little bit about yourself? How to start? How does it all begin? Let the folks know.
Everything. All right. Let's see.
Can you put a little louder?
What was that?
Can you put it a little louder?
Yep. Let me see what I can do.
I hope
Maybe
so.
I just gotta move closer. Can you hear me?
A little better.
That's better. Is that better?
Better. Okay, we good.
Okay, good. So, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know where to begin as far as music or ministry. Let's see. I was born with a gift. Let's say that I came out the womb singing. That's what I tell people most of the time. I came out of the womb singing. I didn't have a relationship with God. I wasn't born into like a Christian family, or they weren't like religious people. Even though my mom was raised Catholic, I was not raised Catholic. I had a supernatural encounter with God, a few supernatural encounters, but at the age of 13, I had a supernatural encounter with God where it's like I was taken out of my body into heaven, and God called me by a different name. And from that time in my life, at 13 years old, I was extremely suicidal. I had been through a lot of trauma as a child, and I just wanted to leave the world. And God just kind of stepped into my life and was like, "No, I have a calling for you." And it wasn't until I was 18 years old that I actually fully submitted my life to God, in a small church in New Bedford. Yeah, I started having crazy supernatural encounters with God. I saw healings, miracles, things that I've only, seen in movies and real life. So that's when my journey began with God. I started singing on praise and worship teams. I started there. And from there, it's people heard me singing and they were like, "We want you to come help us at this church. We want you to come help us at that church." So I started helping other worship teams, and I created my own worship team in 2014, my own ministry called One Purpose Ministries. And shout out to every member that was in that group at the time. But yeah, God had a calling on my life, not only to sing, but to preach. And so I started preaching. I started my online ministry in about 2018, where I go live online and just encourage people to keep going and to keep enduring and keep pressing, regardless of whatever you might be going through or whatever you have been through. So it's really my calling just to encourage others, to equip others, and to lead people into a closer relationship with God. And I do that through teaching. I do that through prayer. I do that through music. I do that through prophecy. I do that through just the Bible. Multiple avenues.
I got to hit you with this one.
Hit me.
First of all, you said New Bedford.
Yes.
You already know I'm from New Bedford. You already know I'm from the hood.
Yep.
And I've never heard of you. Can you let the folks know? You said a little bit of miracles, a little bit of things that you were. Can you let the folks know exactly what you're talking about? Because I don't know.
Okay. So at 18 years old, I gave my life to Christ in a small church off of Vile Street in the South End called Luso American Assembly of God Church. I was not expecting when I walked in there to experience what I did when I left. I walked in there with a baby boy who was 2 weeks old, my son, my oldest, who is now 16. And he was having stomach problems, but nobody in the church, I didn't know anybody in there, so nobody would know. And I had went up to receive prayer, and the pastor came over to me and said, he started praying, and he's like, "There's a blockage in your son's intestines." I'm like, how does this man know anything? He doesn't know me. And he said, "I see a hand going into your son and taking the blockage out." And right after he said that to me, my son started going to the bathroom with no problem. And for every day of his life before that, he was having intestinal problems going to the bathroom. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, one, how did this man even know that my son couldn't use the bathroom? And two, ever since he prayed for my son's going to the bathroom now with no problem. So I started going to the church every week, just because I was like, I want to see more of what's going on here. I never seen this before. And one instance, my mom, she's got chronic illnesses. She's got diabetes. She's got Charcot's foot. She's got numbness in her feet, all of that. And she's always worn special shoes. She can't touch the ground with her bare feet because her bones break. That's how bad it is. But she went up and got prayer, and she was able to touch the ground with her bare feet and feel it, and all her pain was completely gone and taken away. And we're talking over a decade of pain. So I'm like, God is real, like this is amazing. I've seen people go in with just the depression, the sadness, everything, and then come out just with a glow and totally transformed. Anybody that does know me before I gave my life to God, I was very depressed. I was like, there is no God. I was suicidal. I was a lot of things. Even though I had a gift to sing, I'd experienced a lot of trauma, and I grew up in poverty. I actually grew up in Brickenwood for the early years of my life, and I grew up a fighter. And now, as a grown woman, I tell people I'm just a fighter for Jesus now. Like, I'm out here fighting. I'm out here fighting demons, because part of my ministry, listen, I got to be real about this. Part of my ministry is I deal a lot with the spiritual side of God. And a lot of the churches don't really talk about this, but from the beginning of my walk with God, it's always been the spiritual experience. Like I said, miracles, healings happening. I'm a dreamer, and I have a gift to dream and interpret dreams. So I dream, I've all of these things. And God, as I begin to really seek him and stuff, he began to show me more and more. And I've encountered people that in my ministry, in my time of ministry, I've encountered a lot of people that struggle with depression, struggle with anxiety, struggle with, childhood traumas and things like that. And a lot of this stuff is attached to spirits. It's attached to demons. And I'll tell you what, I begin to pray, and people start like, it's called, I don't know how much you know about this type of thing, but it's called manifesting, where people begin to, their voice changes, they start growling, like screaming, just all kind of stuff. It's like the movie The Exorcist. You ever see that movie, The Exorcist?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's The Exorcist in real life. It's The Exorcist in real life. I've literally had to cast out demons out of real people of New Bedford, adults and kids, in real life, in people's houses, in my house, and on the streets, everything. And it's like the real life Exorcist. And people just don't know that this really exists. They just don't know that it really exists, but it does.
Now, since you have this gift, now I'm gonna be devil's advocate, all right?
Go ahead.
Because again, you're making a very strong impact on the people who are viewing this.
Yes.
What if I say, "Come on, girl, man, come on, man, you ain't taking, it ain't real what you're saying." I don't believe one thing you're saying. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead.
I don't believe what makes you want me to believe what you're doing.
My response to this is, if you haven't tried it, if you haven't experienced it, then you wouldn't know. My response to this is, try Jesus. Like, go develop your own relationship with God. Seek him out. The scriptures say, seek and you shall find, right? So if you really start looking, you're gonna find it. And I've had people reach out to me via Facebook, whatever, Messenger, Instagram, like, listen, I seen your videos, because there's videos of this. Like, I have videos posted on YouTube. I have videos posted on my Facebook page of live video, like this is in real life. And people are like, listen, I don't know, I feel like I need this. And I've literally video chatted people from all across this country and other countries as well. Because there are people, so check this out. One thing that I found in my experience is that people are more willing to believe in evil than good. So, for example, you've got, especially here in Boston, you've got little stores, even in New Bedford downtown, y'all got the witchcraft store with there's like all the little potions, and people go see psychics and mediums, and when loved ones pass. So if you can believe that your loved one is talking through, that has passed on, is talking through another person, then then you need to believe that God is real, because there's no other way that those type of things can happen unless God allows that stuff to happen. So if people believe psychics, if people can go to these little stores and buy this stuff and, wear your contadors and your evil eye for protection and all this stuff, then listen, it's real. That's what I can say.
Now, one more. I'm gonna ask you another one because
Yep.
I've heard your ministry and I know you're gonna have the right answer, but I'm gonna keep it real with you.
Yep.
I mean, obviously you're beautiful. Obviously, you're getting hit on probably. And how do you withstand that and still stick to your ministry and still do what you do?
Honestly, it comes with just that intimate relationship with God. I don't just say I love Jesus. I don't just quote, John chapter 3:16. I'm not out here just throwing scriptures up on my Facebook. I live this life. It's taken a lot of sacrifice. It's taken a lot of denying myself. The Bible talks a lot about crucifying our flesh. I'm a person. I'm a human being. Yeah, it's nice to hear you look good. All this, that's fine. But what can you really offer me that God isn't already given to me? Like, if you can't handle and you can't pray and I don't want to hear it. I really don't. Like, this life for me is temporary. This is not my final destination. So I know where I'm going after this. So really, it's just crucifying the flesh. And I tell people like this: I fast. I don't know if you do any of that, but I fast and pray a lot. And fasting really is a denial of your flesh. It's starving your flesh to feed your spirit man. So my spirit man is buff. I'm a tiny little thing out here in the natural, but my spirit man is big. Let me tell you. So yeah, that stuff doesn't faze me. It really, really doesn't. And people are pleasantly surprised, very surprised when they start talking to me. And to be honest with you, I've kind of built up a reputation for myself that men barely ever even try to approach me, especially on social media, because I shut it down. I'll shut it down. For real.
Shit, I mean, interrupt you, but I had Dr. David Spencer on my show
Okay.
a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if you know who he is.
Yeah, I know.
And he told me something because out here in New Bedford, I lost some very, very, very important people in my life who made me kind of who I am today.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to get over the loss.
Yeah.
And what he did, he told me, so Mike, they didn't pass away. They got promoted. And once he told me that they got promoted, it sunk in. Something, he said promoted, then I don't think of it as a loss. I think it as a positive thing. And that got me through the little things I've been doing now, because again, we all getting older and we lose a lot of great people. That's kind of why I do what I do. That's why I do these shows, to try to make an impact. And thank you for coming on my show as well.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I heard your voice. How did that come about? How did the singing come about? We'll get back into the ministry, but
No
how did the
worries.
singing come about?
Well, like I said, I came out the womb singing. I came out singing. I've been singing my entire life. I was like a child prodigy. So basically, when I was young, like very young in like elementary school, I was signing autographs. Like, so people would hear me and I sound like a grown woman as a child. Literally. Everybody was like, "You're gonna be famous. Oh my gosh, like I want your autograph now." I got special treatment because of this, in a sense, because academically I was also very intelligent. I was always top of the class. I was all of the accolades, all of that. But when it came to the music, teachers know the music teacher recognized me, and a few other teachers, and they would let me sing the national anthem live on the intercom every morning, like at the start of school. So instead of like playing the national anthem, it was me singing it live every day. And I'm like, man, kids are probably gonna hate me for this. And I got to experience a lot of people loved me and a lot of people hated me because of it. Even as a child, I got a lot of hate, like, oh, you think you're all that because you can sing. And I'm like, I'm not even like that at all. I don't feel that way at all. But it comes with the territory. But I
Yep.
started writing my own music when I was 9. I started songwriting at 9, and to be honest with you, that came about through my pain. I went through a lot of intense things. Like there's a lot of kids right now going through daddy in and out of jail, drugs, molestation, poverty, just all of those things that I had went through. I took that and poured it out into my music. I would just cry and I would sing and I would just start writing about how I felt. And it was really just an outlet for me. But to take it even further than that, just to promote New Bedford a little bit, at the age of 12 years old, I joined a nonprofit organization. At the time, it was called Brick by Brick, but now they're called Dream Out Loud Center for the Arts. They're actually down in the South and now, but they were always downtown. I sit on the board of directors for that now as a grown woman. But as a kid, Dream Out Loud / Brick by Brick, that was my beginning. They're a free program in New Bedford. They help at-risk youth. Anybody interested in music, art, visual arts, media. I was able to record my first song at 12 years old, write my own music. They produced the beats for me. I was able to record my own music at 12 and perform it around the city. So it was huge for me. This program is still going on right now in New Bedford. Dream Out Loud Center for the Arts. And the co-founder of that, Tracy Furtado, now she's married, but that woman has poured so much into the youth of the city. At one point, it was kind of side by side with Third Eye, but like they gave me my start. They gave me a platform, and that made me feel like I had a bigger voice and a real shot, an opportunity to do something with my music. So yeah, just to give New Bedford a little shout out over there, because I do sit on the board of directors for that program now, and it's still very much alive and very much helping kids in that city become, whatever they want. Producers, singers, writers, actors, everything. So it really started there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is absolutely incredible, man. That's incredible. I don't know how come I don't even know you. I'm surprised. You probably don't know me, but anyway,
too.
we're going to
You
do
probably
something
know
about
my
that.
family though. You probably know my family, so New Bedford's really small. The thing is,
yeah, I'm sure I know your family. I'm sure I do.
Oh yeah. I've been really low key though. That's the thing. So at 18 years old, when I gave my life to God, I kind of took a step into the shadows a bit. Like I stopped, going and performing and doing certain things, and everything was based in the church. So everything was like churches for me at that point, which is definitely why you haven't heard of me. Everything has been church. So for many, many years. And now at this stage in my life, I told God, look, I'm ready to get back and start reaching those outside of the church. So that's where you see me on the radio show. I was on the Paul Santos live show too with Chops Turner and them.
Yes.
Yep, I was on that show. I'll be back on that show too, probably sometime this year. But yeah, I'm taking a step out. I'm finally recording like my first like official EP. So that's gonna be on streaming platforms, this year. I'm very excited about it. And it's gonna be dope. Like you're definitely gonna hear more from me going forward for sure.
Well, something. Just hearing you talk right now, kind of bringing tears to my eyes. So, you may or may not know I have a little bit of connections. So after we get all done with the show, I think we're going to be able to do some things. I think you know some people who I know, and I think we'll be able to do some things because I respect your ministry and what you're doing, and a lot of young people need people like you. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe you had your day, it's your time, but now it's your time, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure you get your time and spread the word, spread the gospel, spread the ministry, to do so many great things for so many people. And again, I haven't experienced the miracles that you have, but
Yep.
I've experienced the people. I've
Hey.
experienced the people like yourself and Chops Turner and
Yep.
Uncle Dr. David Spencer. And, I experienced
Yep.
them. So, and they've been doing
Hey,
their thing for
okay.
years and years. Something.
Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? And look at you young, and you got to go through the trials and tribulations of being out here, and you know what goes on around here. And for you to stick to your faith, stick to your ministry, is something to be a hold of. And that's why I'm honored to have you on my show, because you young, and a lot of the young people don't know where they're going. Our youngins are shooting our own youngs, and most times we're all family. And it's very sad to see young people killing and shooting people, and it's really destroying
Listen,
our
I
network
just
and everything
lost
else.
my brother to that. In May 14th, 2021, my brother Joseph Pauline was shot outside of Richdale Foods in the South End and killed. So I've had first-hand experience with just the shooting and the killing and the senselessness. When everybody in New Bedford, like, somebody knows somebody's auntie or uncle or grandparents somewhere, like, we're literally related, almost everybody in that city.
You know that.
True. So, but for me, I feel like when that happened, it was meant to discourage me. But I'm like, nah. I said, listen, devil, you ain't gonna discourage me just because of this. Now I'm gonna go even harder than I was before. Now you may have taken life here, but I'm gonna add life here. That's that. I literally went to where my brother was shot and killed, and I prayed and I said, you took life, I'm adding life right here outside in these streets where my brother's blood is on the ground. And let me tell you, I go there every so often, and it's like God leads people to me, and they'll come and we'll pray. People be in tears, and just so thankful. And I said, yeah, because this territory is for God now. That when I tell you I'm a fighter for Jesus, when I tell you that I'm out here snatching up people, like, let's go. I'm a fighter for God because I'm tired of seeing people hurting. I'm tired of seeing people feel like there's no hope. I'm tired of seeing people just broken, and nobody really given the time or the care to really pour into somebody else. Like, that's what I know I'm called to do. That's what I do. That's what I'm going to continue to do, and I'm not going to be stopped. So yes, I'm coming, and I'm here to stay until God takes me home and I'm promoted. Okay.
Wow, that hey, you put a smile on me, because I was about to lose some tears, but you put a smile on me. But wow, that was tough.
Come on, and listen, I'm gonna pray too before I get off this thing, if that's all right with you, because I'm really thankful for you to allow me to come onto your platform and to just share any of this. It truly is a blessing, really is. And
no. Let me interrupt you. No, you are a blessing. You are a blessing. Anything you do, anytime you want to come on, you have an open invitation. You can do whatever you want. I'm so proud of you. Dylan, because I'm in the hood, I'm a referee, I'm all this and all that. So I see what goes on, and to see someone like yourself is such inspiring and such a joy. And I don't get like this, I guess. But you have hit me in the nerve, because I see the real deal Holyfield, if you know what I'm saying. So,
come on. Yes. Yes.
What I like you to do for me, I want the people to experience your voice, if you could.
Yep.
Say a little something, but something, you're gonna have to put a little loud, because I can't really hear you.
You can't hear me?
Voice.
I don't know why you can't
Get that
hear
voice on, because we got viewers here. I want them to feel what I feel.
All right. I'm surprised you can't hear me. I don't know what's going on with
a little bit, but
let me see. Is it better now?
The voice, something's wrong with the volume. Maybe it's on my end.
It seems like something's wrong with this volume.
I'm gonna try on my end.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's right. I think we're all right. I think we're okay.
Oh
I think
wait,
we're good.
not are we?
We're gonna be good enough.
All right. Let's see. Let me
Folks, you're in for a treat. I'm letting y'all know right now.
see what I got here. Let me do this. 1 second. I literally had this.
Just know I have quite a few close friends who are very well entertainers, and I'm
Okay.
gonna do my best to have them meet you or get together with you and see what we can do. I
Okay.
mean that from the bottom of my heart. I don't talk no smack. Well, I
And
talk smack, of course, but not this.
boy, I appreciate that. I'm about to pull this up. Hold on. I'm about to pull up some maybe like a little instrumental or something if you guys can hear it. If we
I
can
just
get
wish I
to
had
it.
a beautiful voice, and I can't really get from my. But they'll hear it. They'll hear it.
Yeah, I'm hoping it will just it'll connect. It'll connect when we get off, you know.
Okay.
Let's see. All right, that's okay. This isn't working now, but all right.
You know, on my show, things happen. That's why I'm so familiar with
You
it. That's
know,
why
technology is a blessing, but man, sometimes it's
it can
a
be a
problem.
disguise too. I know.
It's a problem sometimes, you know.
Things happen. Hey, you know that's
Seriously.
why when you be doing this show for as long as I've done, a couple of years, you just gotta go with the flow. You just gotta try to make things work
Yep.
the best you can, and like we'll get through it. We'll get through
You
it.
know what? Since this isn't coming up, but there's a song that there's a verse I keep hearing in my head. When I was 13 years old, just to
Okay.
shout me back it out again, the YMCA was developing a choir, and Candida Rose was the one that was directing the choir.
She's been on my
So,
show 3 times.
yep. So I was just a little youngin'. And
Okay.
but listen, it was a gospel choir, believe it or not. It was the YMCA, it was a gospel choir. And Candida Rose was the one that was leading it. And I remember she was like, it was a few of us too, that she was like, man, your voices are so powerful. And there was a song, this is my first time really learning any type of gospel music was through Candida Rose, believe it or not. Which brings me back there. But yeah, I'll just sing something that I keep hearing it, and I don't even sing this song anymore, but it's in my head, so I'm gonna do it.
Go ahead, girl. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay. Jesus, you are my joy within. You are the shelter from the wind. You're the forgiver of my sins. And Jesus, you are, yes. Where can I go? Who can I call? Who's there to catch me when I fall? Your hands, they hold me through it all. Everything I need, you are. All right. That's what's in my head. Come on.
Woo. Wow.
Come on. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You have the gift. You have the gift. And I know you're going to be sharing the gift for as long as you live. And that's a phenomenal thing, man. Is there anything that maybe you said, man, you might want to ask me this, or maybe I want to speak on this, or maybe I could have said this, or maybe he didn't ask me something. Is there anything you want to bring out that maybe I didn't ask, or maybe I should have asked, or
Let's see. You know what? I would say this. If you're not following me, follow me. I would say that. If you're not following me and you're hearing this and it's resonating with you in any type of way, even if it's just the sound of music, you can follow me. Follow me on Facebook. It right now is my biggest platform.
there you go. Let,
Yeah,
let,
it's my
let, let the
biggest
people
platform.
know. Let the people know. If they're gonna
Yep,
check
that's
you
my
out,
biggest platform.
watch how much followers you get.
Come on, it's my biggest platform right now. You can follow me. My name is Champagne, spelled really just like the drink. ChampAGNE. And then it's Rachel, RAECHEL. You can follow me on Instagram as well. If you just type my name in, it'll pop up. So just keep following me because there's a lot that I'm about to release this year. This year I've got music coming out. This year I've got some free classes. I'm actually launching a free 5-day course on spiritual warfare. And then I'm also going to be launching my group coaching program as well. I'm putting out some books. Listen, I've had a lot of things in the works for a long time. Right now, I actually have a couple of prayer journals on Amazon. So I'm doing a lot right now. And there's gonna be a lot released out onto my platforms because truly we're living in dark times. We're living in crazy times in the world right now. And we all need hope. We all need faith. We all need to have something to hold on to and to help get us through everything. So if you need motivation, if you need encouragement, come on, come follow your girl. I'll be on. Thank you.
Wow, deep, very deep.
Mm.
I'm at a loss for words. Imagine that, me, my big mouth. I'm at a loss for words. But anyway, so tell folks, are you going to be performing anywhere soon, or anything you're doing?
So as of right now, I don't have any shows lined up at the moment. But I will. At the moment I don't, but I will. And when I do, I'll certainly let you know and maybe we'll create like another maybe I'll come back on your show and just promote
You better.
if
You
you
better.
I'll come promote what I got going on. But right now, what I'm doing with ministry right now is I have 2 prayer calls on Zoom every week, every Wednesday at 9:30 and every Sunday at midnight. I do a midnight prayer because it's a powerful hour. It's the first hour of the day. And so I start that thing off, the whole week off with praying at midnight. So if you're interested in just tapping in, you don't have to pray. You can just log on and listen. Just go ahead and follow my Facebook and I post a link on there.
Girl, I'm going to log in. I'm going to
Log
follow
in.
you.
Come on.
I watch.
Okay, good.
You are very special, man. You are very
I
special.
appreciate it.
And I know you are busy. Is there anything else you want to say, or anything else you want to do, or anything else that you want to bring out? Anybody you want to give a shout out to, or is there
You know
anything
what?
else?
I definitely can give a shout out to my mom right now because
Yes.
my mother was a single mother. She sacrificed her whole life for me. Let me tell you guys this. That woman went through so much struggle and so much suffering. And I'm gonna get teary-eyed probably because I watched her struggle so that me and my brother could have, back when there was Hot Wheels, shout out to New Bedford again. Back when we had Hot Wheels as a kid, my mom, for real, because we didn't have a lot of money, my mother would sit out in the cold for hours with no car running because we didn't have gas money. She would sit in the cold for hours so that me and my brother could go and have a few hours of fun.
Wow.
So when I
Yeah.
say she carried us on her own, she carried us. And that woman right there is part of the reason why I've been able to carry mine and I've been able to help other people carry theirs. And I told her, I said, you've been such a blessing. You may think, and this is for anybody that's watching this right now. You may think maybe you haven't done much with your life. Maybe you feel like you should have done more. But if you've had children and your children are alive and well today, you have done much more than you realize, because they are going to pass on what you've given them to the next generation, to the next generation, and to the next generation. You are literally, you've given the world a piece of yourself that will never die. That's something I'm just going to say. It will never die. So I'm a product of a portion of my mother that will never die. So shout out to my mother, who is in the ICU right now, struggling with her health. So I just thank you for giving me this opportunity to come on here and just share my story, my truth. And I pray that your show just continues to grow, that this network grows, and that God will bless you and your family even the more. Yeah, you keep going. You keep going and you don't stop going. Watch what God is going to do in your life. Watch what God is going to do in your family. Like, I'm just seeing the raw you right now. And I know that God is going to do something amazing for you. I know that God is going to open more doors. I know that you already have this thing going on, but it's going to be bigger than what it is right now. And because you are blessing others, and even because you just blessed me, God is going to bless you. Watch, I'm telling you. And I want to hear it when it happens. I want to hear it when it happens. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Really.
Well, in about 10 minutes, the whole world's going to see this. So I want to thank you for coming on my show again. I've never felt like this. And I've had like 300 guests. I've never felt like I feel. So, folks, it's real. It's real. I just want to thank you for coming on my show. God bless you. I'm not done with you yet. We're going to do some things, some connections. We're going to do some things. And I'm going to make it happen. Best.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And keep going. Keep going, and don't you dare quit. Don't you dare quit.
Well, folks, you know, as you can tell, I'm a little mess right now. She got me all messed up right now. But anyway, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. This is going to be shared throughout the country in about 10 minutes. And hopefully y'all gather and take on her ministry. And she let you know how to reach out to her and see what her podcast are, or her ministry is. Because I'll be watching. I'm going to be there every minute. I don't care. I'm going to be there. And let me tell you, folks, I don't cry for much, so this is the real deal. Again, folks, I want to thank you guys for tuning into my show. Of course, going with the Conn Man. I am your host, the Conn Man. Thank you. God bless you. You made my night. God bless you.
Have a good night. Thank you. God bless you.